Welcome back again, my beautiful viewers. So glad to have you once again. I'm starting a new painting of Scarlett Johansson. Popularly known as Black Widow in the Avengers franchise, or you can say in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm starting with the eyes, and what I do is I shade the white of the eye. You do know that the white of the eye is never really white. So basically it's stained with some pinkish colors around the edges. The reason I paint the white areas first is we're going to surround that with something really dark, most likely a complete black paint. And then you have another dark line above the eye that actually indicates the fold of the eye when an eye is a little bit closed. Then you have her eyelashes there, also trying to show face. Basically, what happens when you try to paint is that you have to also understand what you are seeing, rather than just copying, which is actually what you do, but you still have to be able to interpret what exactly you are painting. So with time, you will know exactly what you are painting, and then you will find yourself even correcting mistakes that is in the reference picture. I'm using a very tiny brush. The brush is about 1 millimeter thick, so you see it's very tiny because I need to get those details as accurately as possible. Now I've done this when I started painting. I did this part using a little bit more thick brush, and I still achieved the result, but with a lot of mistakes and a lot of corrections, and really it's time consuming and frustrating. So if you can get a brush that is very thin, no matter how thin, it will be slower, but it will still achieve the result faster, if you know what I mean. Now this lady, has just like other white ladies, have a very beautiful eye. So you don't just have a perfectly black eye with a white highlight. You have this colorful purple eye. Talking about the iris now. When painting, you need to understand that you're not only bothered about colors, but you're bothered about shades. You're bothered about values, how dark or how light a shade appears. So right now, this corner I'm painting is by the left side of the nose, and it's actually very dark in value. So you can see this brownish looking shade. But I don't actually use the color brown during my painting. I use a mixture of black and red. If you mix it properly, you get something that looks like brown. It's actually a more rich kind of brown than just using burnt umber. Burnt umber feels too muddy for me. So I'm painting the second eye, and somehow I decided to start with the black shades first. But I actually prefer starting with the white shades, that's painting the white areas of the eye, then building around it with the black. If you notice, the angle at which she's positioned her face is not perfectly facing the camera, it's tilted to one side. What you observe with time is that when the objects, the person is tilted to one side like this, the second eyelash, the eyelash of the second eye, is going to look much longer. That's because you are seeing it from an angle. So when you're seeing it from an angle like that, it's going to really look longer upward. So don't think it's wrong. It's just it's called perspective warping. Just warps a little bit. The most difficult part of this drawing, I've not gotten there yet, it's going to be the hair. My God, the hair is so much textured and so golden and so beautiful. But if I can achieve that, if I can get that, it's going to be my best painting yet. I don't know, I call my paintings my best painting yet. But let's see how this one goes. Now, if you take note, this is almost pure white. I'm trying to fill in the light areas now on the forehead. One beautiful way to put in light areas, you can actually just paint pure white on that area and then paint this maybe a tint of pink or orange on it. It will blend with the white and you really love the way it looks. Rather than trying to match the exact color every time, you can get it in 2 layers. That is white first and then a little bit of color on top of the white. It's really a beautiful way to work. I learned that by watching Bob Ross. He always has a first layer of maybe white or black paint and it seems to make things easier for him. It's called wet on wet painting anyway, a la prima. So watching other artists will actually teach you a lot. You may not know you are learning, you may not need to take a pen and paper and jot down what they're saying, but somehow you are going to learn from it. That's why I've taken time to make sure you are seeing exactly what I'm doing with this zoom lens by the left, so that whether you like it or not, you will learn something. Alright, that's maybe it's too late, but the idea is that the value is right. I'm trying to go for something a little bit pink, but the value needs to be right. As you can see towards the left side of her cheek, the value needs to be a really dark one because it falls into the shadow, falls into where her ear and her hair is. If you can get your values right, I've never really been very strict with my color accuracy. I really think that's the freedom artists should have, is to play with colors. But then if you can get your values right, you will get perfect resemblance irrespective of the colors. I'm not too scared about the colors here. All right, I'll stop here for now. Thank you. If you want to subscribe and you've not already done so, click over here. If you want to follow me on social media, click, oh please, just follow me at android.true.it.